To outsiders, Yeat might sound like an incomprehensible glitch in the Matrix. A voice modulated by auto-tune, a flurry of alien bells and electronic noise, rapping in a language part slang, part invention. But to millions of fans, Yeat is a prophet of the post-internet age, a cryptic monk who created a new sonic universe and a cult-like community around it. This is not just a story about music, it's about how a generation found a new voice in chaos, confusion, and coded language. How a digital age superstar was forged not in traditional fame spotlight, but in memes, Discord servers, and the bubbling underground of TikTok virality. How Yeat rewired hip-hop by ambiguity, crafting a soundscape of maximum intensity and turning silence and mystery into power. Noah Oliver Smith was born in 2000 in Oregon. A quiet kid, he grew up fascinated by sound and technology. Unlike many of his peers who sought validation on the streets or local scenes, Noah was obsessed with machines behind the music. His earliest online footprints reveal a restless experimental mind. He was teaching himself music production on YouTube, tutorials, and spending hours in FL Studio, tweaking synths and effects. He wasn't just making beats, he was crafting entire atmospheres. Between 2016 and 2018, Noah began releasing tracks under the name Yeat. The music was raw, rough around the edges, heavily influenced by trap pioneers like Future and Young Thug, but always pushing the boundaries. The early SoundCloud uploads show a young artist searching, experimenting, mixing distorted vocals, unconventional melodies, and abrasive textures. But then around 2018, something changed. Yeat vanished from social media and streaming platforms for nearly a year. No official explanation, just silence. The year-long disappearance became a crucible for Yeat. Some fans speculated he was struggling with personal issues. Others thought it was a marketing stunt. But behind the scenes, Noah was diving deeper into sound design, vocal manipulation, and linguistic invention. He immersed himself in the rage beat scene, a subgenre born from the experimental trap beats of producers like Working on Dying and Filthy, who rejected the trap aesthetics, who rejected traditional rap aesthetics for chaotic dystopian soundscapes. Yeat's rebirth was complete in 2019. His voice now a haunting, robotic instrument layered with heavy auto-tune and format shifts. His beats sharp, bell-heavy, and cavernous. His lyrics a tapestry of neologisms and inside references. He emerged with a sound that confounded critics but electrified listeners. Yeat's signature sound is inseparable from his use of bells, church bells, digital bells, bells that pierce and clang with almost religious urgency. This wasn't a random choice. Bells have symbolic weight, calls to attention, alarms, ritualistic signals. Yeat weaponized this sound, transforming it into a siren for his fans, a beacon in the noise. His producers, Benny X, Synthetic, built entire sonic universes around the motif. The bells clang collided with booming 808s and screeching saw leads, crafting an eerie dystopian soundscape that felt at once sacred and chaotic. Vocal production complemented this. Yeat's voice was chopped, pitched, layered, and robotic sound designed to sound alien yet hypnotic. It was music engineered not just to be heard, but to be felt viscerally. He didn't just create a new sound, he created a new language. His lyrics are a coded labyrinth, blending slang, invented words, and pop culture fragments into a cryptic tapestry. Terms like Tonka, meaning power, success, and unstoppable momentum borrowed from the ruggedness of Tonka trucks. Twizzy, his inner circle, his tribe, his loyal fan base. Love geeky and love crank. Adjectives loaded with personal symbolism but inscrutable to outsiders. Fans didn't just listen, they decoded. Online communities, Discord servers, and comment threads dissected every phrase, turning Yeat's music into scripture. Yeat's breakthrough didn't come from radio spins or traditional press. audience. It came from TikTok. In early 2021, clips of his song, especially Get Busy, exploded on TikTok. Driven by viral memes and hypnotic bell drop, the sound became unstoppable, fueling viral dance challenges and remixes. But it wasn't just the music, it was the mystery. Yeat's near complete absence from interviews and social media built mystique. Fans projected him into a mythos of digital age enigma, a ghost in the machine who controlled the algorithm. Mainstream labels scrambled to catch up, but Yeat remained elusive, controlling his narrative from the shadows. Yeat wasn't made for the traditional music industry, and the traditional music industry wasn't made for Yeat. From the jump, major publications like Pitchfork and Rolling Stone didn't know what to do with him. Some critics dismissed his music as mumble rap 2.0 or TikTok noise. His lyrics were seen as incoherent, his production was labeled as chaotic, his aesthetic too niche, too weird, too Gen Z. But that was the point. Yeat's rise was referendum on gatekeeping. He bypassed the traditional roots, no Breakfast Club interviews, no SNL, no genius lyric breakdowns. He didn't need those cosigns. His fan base was the validation, and they were rabid. Much of Yeat's infrastructure was built from the group up by fans and internet creators. Fan-run Discord servers hosted listening parties and lyric decodings. Reddit threads tracked every leaked snippet and unreleased songs with FBI-level investigation. TikTok creators like OVO Day and Arizona Ears built entire accounts around his sound. These fans weren't just listeners, they were missionaries, spreading the gospel of Yeat through memes, inside jokes, and Yeat embraced it, not with engagement, but with absence. He rarely responded, never pandered, and never explained himself. That mystery fueled more obsession. By 2021, mainstream hip-hop had divided into predictable formulas. Trap beats dominated by metro-style 808s, lyrics about jewelry, girls, and pain, filtered through a melodic auto-tune, and occasional genre crossover hit for a radio. Yeat didn't fit into those molds. His music was too experimental for mainstream trap, too weird for pop radio, and too niche for commercial streaming playlists. But his unmarkability became his superpower. Where others chased virality, Yeat built a universe. And once artists like Drake and Trippie Redd started co-signing, even the labels couldn't ignore it. In the wake of Yeat's explosion, the sonic landscape of hip-hop started to shift. Producers began mimicking his bell-heavy sound. Sample packs titled Yeat Kit and Tonka Bell Essentials flooded YouTube. The sound was infectious. Sharp synthetic bells as they lead melodic element, blown out 808s that filled the entire frequency spectrum, off-kilter drums with irregular swing patterns, reverse FX and ambient textures that evoke dystopian soundscapes. What Travis Scott did for psychedelic trap, Yeat did for alien digital chaos. He didn't just drop music, he introduced an entirely new sound design ideology. And unlike many trends, this one wasn't easy to imitate, because Yeat's power wasn't in what he said, it was how it felt. Behind Yeat's sound were some of the most forward-thinking producers of the last 5 years. Benny X became a household name after producing for Drake and Travis, but his early work with Yeat defined the new wave. Aggressive, ambient, unpredictability, synthetic, crafted, futuristic, metallic textures that turned Yeat's vocals into sentient AI, made beats that sounded like malware gone sentient. These weren't just beat makers, they were world builders. And their partnership with Yeat allowed a cohesive sonic narrative to emerge. Yeat's lyrical world wasn't just unusual, it was alien. If you didn't know the lingo, you weren't meant to understand. That was the point. This wasn't random gibberish, it was intentional barrier building. A way of making his music a closed circuit for those who got it. Just like Wu-Tang had 5%er slang and Playboi Carti had vamp talk, Yeat invented a lexicon. In the streaming age, that created high-stakes engagement. Fans weren't just listening, they were translating. The real breakup breakout moment came with Get Busy. Song with Infamous, this song already goes hard, but here's a bell. It hasn't even started drop. It wasn't instantly memeable, but here's the twist. Yeat didn't make it memeable on purpose. It happened organically, and that's what made it dangerous. The internet is full of try-hard chasing algorithm trends. Yeat didn't need to with his music. His music accidentally broke TikTok. The way it was structured, quiet intro, sudden violent drop, cryptic energy, it was perfect for the short form format. It also made him a generational voice without needing a single radio hit. While most artists fought for screen time and clout, he made silence his aesthetic. No interviews, no overexposure, no brand deals, minimal posting, no behind the scenes. Instead, he doubled down on world building. Cover art that looked like AI made hieroglyphics. Album titles like Up to Me and Afterlife. Vague, cryptic, mysterious. Fashion style that combined Balenciaga, futurism, with homeless alien core. He was everywhere while saying nothing, and that made him even more powerful. In the parasocial era of oversharing, Yeat did the opposite. Where others live streamed every meal or posted vlogs about their trauma, Yeat remained unreadable. His Instagram stories were vague, symbols, his interviews were rare and cryptic, and his fans loved it. Why? Because in the world of overexposure, mystery became currency. Yeat allowed his fans to project whatever meaning they wanted onto him. He became a symbol more than a person, a digital avatar of rebellion. Yeat's sonic signature wasn't just the result of instinct or random experimentation. It was engineered, built with surgical precision by producers and sound designers, pushing the limits of modern digital audio workstations, DAWs, and plugins. Producers working with Yeat didn't just use presets off the shelf. They custom-built VSTs and effect chains designed to invoke alien, metallic, and haunting textures. In 2022, whispers began that Yeat's producer team was collaborating with plugin developers to create exclusive sound packs. Some of the most popular plugins associated with Yeat's sound include Thermal by Output, used in its intense distortion and glitch effects, adding aggressive textures and bells and synths. Portal by Output, a granular synthesis effect plugin that warped vocals and synths into otherworldly soundscapes. And who could forget Serum by Zephyr, known for its aggressive wavetable synthesis, the go-to for screechy alien leads. And Omnisphere by Spectrosonics, for deep atmospheric layers and evolving pads. These tools weren't just plug and play. Yeat's team layered effects in unorthodox ways. Pitch automation on bells combined with multi-band distortion, vocal chopping with time stretch glitching, and aggressive reverb chains that claustrophobic feeling. Yeat's vocal sound is a study in maximalist processing. Heavy auto-tune with fast retune speed, format shifting to alter vocal timbre and create robotic textures. Layered harmonies that are pitch shifted for a dense choir effect, glitch edits that slide and dice syllables, creating rhythmic vocal percussion. His vocal production inspired a wave of imitations, but few could match the intricacies of the chains. Even AI companies began training models on Yeat's vocal style, creating text-to-rap generators that could mimic his alien slang and auto-tune cadence. This raised the philosophical question: if Yeat's style can be algorithmically replicated, what does that mean for authenticity in rap? Now Yeat stays ahead of the curve by controlling his sound, releasing new experimental techniques before the copycats can catch up. In hip-hop, rivalry is tradition, but Yeat's tension with Metro was subtle and unprecedented. Metro Boomin, the trap royalty, once commented in interviews about kids coming up with noise instead of music. While he never named Yeat directly, fans connected the dots. The feud was less a public battle and more a simmering undercurrent. Metro's classic melodic trap beats contrasted sharply with Yeat's chaotic maximalism. Some producers close to Metro criticized Yeat's gimmicky bells and vocal effects. Yeat's camp fired back with the cryptic social media posts hinting that old heads who can't innovate. Rather than dragging Yeat down, tension fueled interest. It was a generational clash. The old guard of polished beats versus the new wave of digital chaos. Some industry insiders viewed this rivalry as a sign that hip hop was fracturing and splitting between mainstream melodies and underground experimentalism. No rise to fame is without its shadows. He faced criticism ranging from cultural appropriation debates, with some arguing his invented lingo and imagery appropriated spiritual symbolism without context, allegation of substance abuse hinted in lyrics, and fan speculation, fueling concerns about his health and artistic direction. Fan-based toxicity, where the cult-like devotion led to aggressive policing of online discourse and backlash against critics. Yeat's refusal to publicly address controversies only intensified the mystery. Some interpreted it as strength, others saw it as avoidance. His 2023 album Afterlife doubled down on dense, cryptic themes, leaving Yeat changed hip-hop forever, but what comes after? The bell-heavy, chaotic maximalism Yeat pioneered inspired a legion of new artists and producers. Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, Autumn, Sofago, rising stars building on Yeat's foundations after he created those sounds. A new subgenre of trap that favors atmosphere, texture, and alienation over lyrical clarity. AI-generated music increasingly mimicking Yeat's vocal styling and sound design. Yeat proved that aesthetic and vibe can matter more than traditional lyricism and polish. Mystery and coded language create deeper fan engagement than oversharing. Viral success can come from controlled absence as much as presence. In a digital world overwhelmed with content, Yeat showed that building a cryptic, immersive world can be a career. Future rappers may follow prioritizing world building over transparency, digital cult followings over mainstream acceptance, algorithmic mastery over radio spins. When future historians look back, Yeat might be seen as a glitch hip-hop's timeline, a digital anomaly born of the algorithm age. But for millions of fans caught in the chaos of the 2020s, Yeat is no glitch. He's a god. Not for his bars, not for his chart placements, but for the way he transformed sound, culture, and fandom. Yeat rewired a generation's relationship to music, turning noise into ritual, chaos into cult, and one thing is clear. Yeat, well, he changed hip-hop forever.